Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bastion Wajo here, and I hear my boy Rob say hi, nice people at home. Rob,
Hello, people at home that are currently watching this video.
currently watching this video. So, Rob, you have been on the channel many a times. Obviously, you're known as one of the best duelists in New York by name. You show up at the store, people are like, oh my god, it's Rob. I already know him. You're a celebrity up there. Tell me what you do this past weekend.
Yo, first of all, that is cap. Everyone knows that I'm trash. However, so for a lot of people that don't know, I haven't we haven't been doing Deku months. Also, part I haven't been playing that much. Last event I went to was YCS Hartford. I played Sword Soul. I scrubbed out, and ever since I haven't really been playing a lot. But I've been building stuff occasionally. So this for the first time in those 6 months, I went to a regional. I went to the Gamers Choice Regional at St. John's. I live in Queens. I live 10-15 minute drive away from St. John. I could not go to the and then I ended the regional 7-2, being 20th out of 4. I think it was like 420. It's like 400 people. I think this exact number was like 420. I ended 20th place. Yeah, 400 plus. I ended 7-2. I lost to two Ishizus, two Ishizus here. My first loss, game 3, I just misplayed out of my ass. And then the second loss to Ishizus here. Game 1, I just bricked horribly. And then game 2, game 3, he makes me go first, and he Nibiru's me and imperms me. But I do a play to get rid of that, forces me to use my smashers so I don't get nibbed, and then I just lose in the grind because I just deal with it. I played round 1. I played a Despia deck. I 2-0'd it. Round 2, I played a Spright mirror. That was 2-1. Round 3, I played Despia again. Bastille this time. 2-0'd it. Round 4, I lost to a Shizu tier 2-1. Round 5, I lost to a Shizu tier 2-1. Round 6, I played my boy Adam. Shout outs to my boy Adam. He's my testing partner. I go to all the 3v3s with him. I 2-0'd him. Or I 2-1 him. Round 7, my opponent didn't show up. I don't know why. He heard that he was playing the victorious Rob. Didn't show up. Round 8, I played Dragons. Beat that 2-1. Round 9, I played Naturia Runic. Shizu. I beat that 2-1. So I played just very basic Spright. There's a few tech cards, but nothing really to say. Just really quickly, shout outs. I want to do it at the start of it. Shout outs to Adam, Jack, Chris, Game Day Toys and Games, and just everyone that was being positive vibes throughout the whole regional.
There you go.
Shout outs to Sebastian, because I literally texted him the morning of yo, I'm going to a regional. He's just yo, what the hell?
With was it 3 hours of sleep?
Yeah, 3 hours of sleep. Also, shout outs to Adam for keeping me up till 3 a.m. to look at dragons. Love you, buddy. That's why I need you.
That's why we're here.
Anyway, so for the Sprights, this is very standard 3-3-1-1. I didn't play Pixies. That was the only weird card I didn't play. As you'll see in my deck, I played more hand traps, so I had a contest hand trap. I had to contest something for it. So Pixies is what I cut. Yeah, you never play more of these than 3 standard. I played 3 Swap Frog. Toad is really good. This card is not. A lot of the times when you draw it by itself, it doesn't do anything for you anymore because you don't have run. But this is the best card to summon off Gigantic, because Toad is Shizu players and players in general just do not have efficient ways to play around Toad. And I think because of that, you always have to play this engine. There's a period when people were playing the Runic version and not playing Swap Frog, and I was just no, you still need to play Swap. Toad is just too strong not to play. And then this card works really well with the Nimbles. So I played 3 Beaver, 2 Angler. This is also the standard ratio, since if you draw Beaver, you can. Also, this is an FTK. Opening up these two, you just swaps an Angler, bounce, swaps an Angler, send the other swap, bounce 2, bounce some of the Beavers. Then you can swap bounce a Beaver, and so you basically have 4th body. And then you have to play 3 Swap Frog, because when you Toad, you summon the 3rd swap in the standby. so that way you have a free body for your red and for your so that's it for the like actual like engine monsters. Then I played like the anti-meta stuff, so like the Bestials. I only played 7 though. I made the contestation. Yeah, so I didn't want to build my deck solely to be a Shizu tier because I was going to regional. I wanted my deck to be versatile so that if I played into like rogue matchups, I had more hand traps in my decks that would do stuff against rogue decks. But also 7 was like the best number to work with side deck patterns because I could side out V7 and side in seven cards that like for going first or second if they were in the Shizu tier, or if Bestials weren't good in the matchup. So like Spright D7 will come out, Flenderies D7 come out, the rogue decks 7 all these 7. Then I played 11 like 11 regular hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler. Also that one last 3 impermanents. I feel like these 9 should just be in like 3 specialists. Like these hitting kit is like really broken. Ash like having Havness on your turn, Sharon, like these cards are too broken. So the card that contested Pixies was Skullmeister. So the theory on Skullmeister was it stops the shufflers, it stops the Shizu, the tier limit cards themselves, and then it also hits Nimble Angler in the mirror. And Nimble Angler is such a choke point that if you open Skullmeister plus another hand trap, it physically cannot combo you. Like the most of the Undon is like an elf and maybe an IP, but you can deal with that because your deck doesn't care. Skullmeister was like really like it was kind of underwhelming because if you look back at the decks I played, like every time I drew it was like very like like it could have just been whatever. But I'm still happy I played Skullmeister. Mainly because like against like people didn't play around, like people are just going like Kalbeck and not using like their tier name, and then or they would do like tier name Kalbeck with like a tier name, the tier name was in their hand, then you Skullmeister their Kalbeck and they're just like, oh, now I have to use this tier name for that. So I think this is a good card to play. The only card I also didn't play was, I remember the last video I talked very high. Going into this regional, I figured not a lot of people would be on a lot of hand traps. I think Spright would be on a lot of hand traps, not a Shizu tier. And so post side as well, Bestials are really bad against Spright, so I think people would side them out. So I think Talents is less good than Spright because of how it's only really good in the main. And like you can argue about when you're cracking a board, but like when you're going first, that just means you're playing at a -1. And since you're playing a deck that's not a Shizu tier, you need every card to do something for you. Whether it's you're going first or where you're going first or going second. Because now, if you're going first, if they didn't hand trap you, that Talents didn't do anything. And since when they're playing on their turn, the Talents is also not going to do anything because it has no like reaction. So I played 18 hand traps, and I was very happy with it. The only thing you could possibly change is playing DD Crow instead of Skullmeister. But since DD Crow doesn't hit Nimble Angler, I didn't. Yeah. Then that's it for the monsters. Then I played 7 spells. I didn't play that many. I played 3 starters. This is an E-Telly. Shouts to the guy that like we practiced. Shouts to my Spright meeting where we cracked each other's board, and he had 0 cards. I had 1 card. I had 0 cards, and then I top deck starter to kill him. Shouts to that guy. 1 smashers and then 3 prosperity. I originally almost played 3 talents, 0 prosperity or 2 prosperity. But this card just lets you dig for everything. If you brick, you just like dig for a starter, you dig for a beaver, and then post side, if your hand is good, you hold this last, you banish 6, and then dig. Because I sided a floodgate going first, and then going second, this lets you dig into a board breaker.
You normally go for 3 or 6 to start off with prosperity.
Normally 3 because your extra deck kind of matters, and like when you see the extra deck, you'll see 3 cards that you're just like, yo, you can always kind of about it. The only times I ever did 6 was when I was digging for a floodgate after my hand was good, or if my hand was so bad that if I miss, I'm losing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the main deck. It's the Rob special. 41 cards. 41. No
it's not
more.
41. Is that right?
If it works. because like technically you could play 40 with no Skullmeister and play Pixies, but then it was just like I felt like Skullmeister would have been more value than Pixies. Just like Pixies is an extender and it stops you from like getting just like they end their main phase and force you to battle phase kind of stuff. But like I didn't care about that. Like I'm just like if they crack my board, if they're doing that, that means I'm gonna get a turn and I'll be able to try to crack their board back. Versus them being like, oh, I want this protect. Then for the extra, very standard, 2 Gigantic, 1 Toad, 1 Onibo Maru because it'll let you kill stuff, or lets you clear boards and then just kill. The Ninja guy, oh my god, this card's crazy. This card, when it attacks, you put a Ninja counter to your controls. Then every time a monster battles a monster with the Ninja counter, your opponent takes damage equal to the attack. So if they summon a Bestial, they die. Or if they have a monster that's like 3k or more, they die. You just slowly crash all your monsters into, and then you'll take like 1100 or you'll take 14. You'll be basically taking increments of 1000 while you'll be taking increments of like 25. Like this card is really good, and then it can't be destroyed by battle, and you take no damage from battles involving it. So it's really good for Downer Zeus. I'm not gonna lie, every time I summon Zeus, I lost those games. So I feel like this card might be a little bit in Spright, but like it's good. But it did its job of clearing the board. But it's like sometimes it's not enough, or like sometimes they'll like Druid Swarm you, so like you lose the Zeus anyway. So it's like it's kind of underwhelming. I still played it. Then my extra deck had one spot, and I didn't know what to play. I wanted to play like there was nothing that I was like I need to play this card. So since I was playing a decently sized Bestial account, I played Wallow. I never summoned Wallow. It's the rank 6 that lets you. Your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack for each card in their grave. So that means it's really getting into Shizu tier.
Okay.
You can attach a material you can attach one material to target a card in your opponent's grave and return it to the deck. Or you can detach 2 materials and summon it or set it to your side of the field. In defense mode. So you can't steal link monsters, but like
so you never use this card.
I never summoned it because I never drew my Bestial. Or I never drew 2 Bestial. Or if I drew a Bestial, I didn't draw Magnum. And Magnum is 2 Bestials. But if I drew a Bestial, I drew Druid Swarm or Sword. Like, so this card always got banished off Prosperity. This could be literally whatever. Then I played like the standard stuff, IP, 2 Elf. I kind of missed a 3rd. So like the Wallow could be a 3rd Elf. But the other thing about that is that like, I was always banishing that card, like whatever it was always going to be banished off Prosperity. So it really didn't matter what it would have been, because since I'm playing 1-ofs and utility cards, I wouldn't want to banish like my 3rd Elf, but like that means I have to banish like an Avermax or IP, something that I might need in the grinder game. Because since this is a link 2, you can sometimes make it so then make like an Elf or a Sprint, or then you can use it to make a 3200. Which you might need to clear bigger amount.
Right.
Sprint, this card's really broken. You know, Angler.
Understandable.
Dark. Yeah, Dark, this card's obviously broken. Dark is Dark.
Damn, the quick flex. Hello?
Yeah,
Nah, don't do that.
This one?
What is that?
Okay, this is Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Its effect is irrelevant. It is a Link 2 with 2300 attack. It beats over Baguska. So the reason you don't play Nightmare Cerberus is because if they summon the Baguska to the extra monster zone, you cannot Cerberus it. Because Cerberus has to destroy a monster in the main monster. So I needed a card that could out Baguska that wouldn't that actually like would always kill Baguska versus Cerberus. Sometimes it wouldn't be able to. It's also just 2300, so it's bigger than the Cerberus. So if you're going for like game shots, definitely just make this, and you can have like Elf Gigantic that's 32, that's 23, and a random 11. And so this was like cool. This is again one of those cards that always rarity. I summoned it like 2 or 3 times. Okay, I summoned it more than Wallow, but like this card could also just be like Like originally it was Unicorn to go with like the IP and to go with the Dark. Right. You can like Dark, Steel, Unicorn, make IP. But the other thing though is since this is a Link 2, you can use this to make Gigantic. So I figured this was more value than the Unicorn. And then since I didn't play what's the name of that card? Access Code, played Avermax instead. which I summon this a lot. This card's really broken. Since I didn't play Access Code, it made no sense to play Unicorn. Because like I have like this card just like is a boss monster, and like I'm also playing the Ninja card to OTK. I'm never really going to like Dark, make Unicorn, spin a card, make Cerberus, or make a Access Code, and then do it. But yeah, IP Max is crazy. If Tier Shizu doesn't play Wallow, they don't have an out to this card. If they don't play Jet in their deck, they don't have an Spright Smashers in their deck, they don't have an out to this card. Yeah, this card's just really broken. And like all these cards are just so crazy. Like I think the only card I never summoned in the extra was Wallow. Like everything else, I think everything else got summoned though. Like the Ninja card, Gigantic, Onibomaru.
Right.
Yeah, that's the extra.
There you go.
The side, yeah. The side kind of spicy, but like, I think the crazy thing to start off with was I played Nibiru.
Nibiru in this format, okay.
Yes. So my logic on Nibiru was that I'm playing so many hand traps that Nibiru plus another hand trap will beat anything except for Thunder. A Shizu tier, like the Shizu tier board will make Rukalos early, but you just like use the Bestials to like to stop the Rukalos from coming out, and then they'll make like Time Thief Redoer, use the effect and hit them. It's really good if they make like Bagusko in their end board, like Bagusko. You just like Nibiru them. This is also really good in the Spright Mirror because if they what's it called? If they don't start with red, which sometimes you just physically cannot do, they'll go sprint, send the angler, summon 2 beavers, and then use Nibiru them, and they just and then against like a lot of the rogue matchups like Exosister, against dragons, against like rogue decks like that, this card's really good against. So I felt like it was good. And then decks that Bestials aren't good against, this card is typically really good against. So I just wanted to like, that was my side deck path. So for example, when I would go first, or when I go second, I would side in Dark Clear with Smashers with the Nibiru, because like I would take out the 7 Bestials and put in these 7. But then when I'm playing against when I'm going first, I would play Anti-Spell and Nibiru with Double Cross. So I played Anti-Spell because when I was talking to Jack, who I was doing testing with, the way he would crack my board is through Dark Ruler, Dark Hole, Raigeki, Lightning Storm, just like very powerful spells. And your Toad, which is like your most important card, will most likely won't be negating spells, like because spells are very powerful and like you're using spells to like beat the Toad. So if you draw Anti-Spell, you don't have to worry about the Permavault, Instant Fusion, Terraforming, Dark Ruler, Dark Hole, like cards that are just like gonna break your. And this card was like every time I drew it and resolved it, it was in the Spright Mirror, it stopped like it stopped Lightning Storm against the Interior Runic deck I played. It shut them down. I drew like, and then what's also good is with Prosperity, you can dig. So that's why I didn't mind playing just like 3 Floodgates. This like I prefer this over Judgment because this is all of them versus Judgment hitting something one specifically. And then Double Cross is really bad in the main deck. I didn't want my main deck to be like going first centric because hand traps are good going first and second. All I really needed to do was have a 1 to 2 card engine and have a spot, like a starting engine wise. Then I played 3 Twin. I just wanted like something for back row decks. I set it in twice, and then Interior Runic, and against Dragons because I knew both those players played Rivalry. So like this lets me out the Rivalry. Didn't draw it then, but against Interior Runic, this card just goes in.
You play the Twin over a Harpy because of it's a quick play.
Yes, it's better against Flunder because you can like quick play, pop the trap. Plus like against like the actual like back row decks, Twin is just like Duster's a blowout. Don't get me wrong, but Twin Twister being a quick play spell, like if I go first, I can just set this and then whatever that they set, I just blow up in the end. Like, or if but it's also the standby phase thing. Like you can go standby phase, Twin, pop the Flunder trap, and they can't like you can pop the Flunder trap and the field spell, and they just like all you have to deal with is N-Pen Statue at that point.
Right.
And then like, yeah, it's just more adaptable. Like I didn't play Cosmic because like Cosmic's a good 1-for-1 trade, but Cosmic's like not really like as weird as it might just Cosmic is not good against back because it only deals with one trap. This deals with 2 traps, and then also can potentially get your game state advanced if you discard a Nimble, and then whatever you discard you can summon back with Elf. Like if I discard a blue off this, I can Elf then summon back with blue and then.
Right.
And then the last card I played was Red Resonator. This card has the effect to summon a level 4 or lower monster. This card's broken. Obviously you play it for like end of match procedures, but like I think I used it 3 times. 3 times. It was like one of them. The game was like 10 minutes left. I sided it in. No, it was 20 minutes left. I sided it in, and then like I was gonna. I couldn't kill him, but I already had Toad in rotation, so my Gigantic Spright wasn't summoning anything good. So I just summoned this, gained life, and then attacked, and then like just like made the dent even higher. Same thing against dragons, where I summoned it, gained life, did 3k, and then just like cemented that. And then my last round, going game 3, I normal summoned it and summoned Spright Jet from it.
Using its effect?
Using its effect. Like I just went normal summon effect, summon Spright Jet. And like it was actually just really good. Because it also lets you get like extra level 2s out of your hand. But
right.
I don't like cards like these. I think cards like these just from like maliciously they promote slow play. Like these also, like if you don't play these cards, sometimes you can be at a disadvantage going first or second, especially in a deck where your E-Telly, like a card you always want to activate, can put you down 1100. So like sometimes people will see that and then they'll just start thinking for like a minute too long, and it's just like, oh no, I don't want to lose like that. So I don't like cards like these. I really wish I didn't have to play cards like these, but cards like these will always exist. But it is what it is. But yeah, this is the Spright list I got 20th with. I was very happy with the list. I didn't miss Talents. I think I missed Talents like 1 time. But like Skullmeister was like decent enough to where I was like I didn't like, oh my god, I really like Talents. And then like I was thinking maybe play more Bastiles, but like honestly I was very content with like everything.
Would you take out the 2 Skullmeisters and put 2 more of the other Bestial? The start whatever? The not good one?
No. Because the other potential change is put in 1 Sorornier. Because I'm already maxing on the good Bastials. Like I'm playing 3 Magnum 3 Durostorm. So I would only be able to play like 1 Sorornier and play 40. But like that doesn't help me in the mirror. And like I still wanted stuff for other decks. And like Skullmeister does, and what Skullmeister also does is it stops the shufflers, which is really important because sometimes they'll if they have the field spell up, they can go field spell, shuffle back a random tier name, and then or they'll go a Shizu card, shuffle back a tier name, then Primavol pop a card. So it basically removes an extra layer of disruption, which is really and it just, I think all in all, I think like having Skullmeister and like for Spright, I think is really good. Also, it's a dark target, and like you can just normal it, make dark, heal a monster, and then you play. Yeah. If you have like let's say like a random like, because sometimes that'll happen like when you're when they mill a Shizu, or like when they mill for Outback and Megiddo, like you'll randomly hit Nimble Anglers and just have, like waters, and then you just like normal summon, make dark, and then just, then make sprint and then play.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, man. Well, damn. I mean, for the most part, I think playing a hand trap heavy deck is may seem counterintuitive considering Triple Tactic is so big. So people are preparing to activate Triple Tactic, especially with issues tier being able to activate so many effects on your turn. But I think a hand trap heavy list is definitely the way to go at this point. I mean, that's the way I was trying to go about the decks I'm currently building. It definitely worked out for you again, 20th place. So congratulations to you, Rob, for sure. Do you have any advice for any of the duelists who are coming in right now, maybe facing up into this upcoming format where the next 3 or 4 weeks is going to completely change pretty much the entire game, or I should say within a month or so when Photon Hypernova comes out?
And Hypernova is gonna like it introduces the Kashtira deck. It makes it like it makes it so like I think it like keeps Flunderies. So I think we'll be having less Flunder, like the Kashtira, and then go to Kashtira. Oh, that's also why I played Schoolmaster. Not to go back to that. There's certain times where they'll Hobness you after you started, and if they hit one singular name, you can stall. Versus like a Bestial, if you resolve starter, you can do that. But that was the other reason for
Mm-hmm.
But I think for full sign Hypernova, like it'll be still. What we need is just like a big list. Like the last few lists we've had are very small lists. And, like it's doing impactful things. Like it banned mine. It banned mine, which is something very impactful. But like, it's not impacting the decks enough. Like unless they do something to hit Tira Shizu, it's still gonna be like the better one of the best deck. And like even playing like decks that like inherently counter it, you're still gonna have an up. Like I lost to the Ishizu tier. Like I didn't like beat the issue. I lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's a sign of like you can build your deck to beat the issue to beat the best deck. Mm-hmm. Certain times you just don't, and like that's just also part of the game. But for anyone trying to get into it, it's like it's still a fun game to play, and it's still just like look for the new stuff. Look for like, or just look to also what you want to play. Like don't just go, oh, I have to play these three. If you want to get into it, play what you want to play, enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And just like if what you're playing is good or has like applications against the best deck, even better. Like I know, like I played the two Despia guys. I was talking to one of them. Why'd you choose Despia? And he was just, I enjoy playing this deck, and it has like a relatively good matchup. But she's here, so it's also finding stuff like that, like stuff that you enjoy that also like counteracts the best deck. Yeah, no, that's also partially why I didn't play a Shizu tier, because I knew so many people would be playing that just like were built to counter it. That like, why am I gonna like put myself at a uphill battle,
right?
Like, because you can just lose to like the variants. Like that deck is also very like based. Like the Shizu cards mitigate it by having so many mills, but like you could still just like not mill names, or you could still just mill like all of the same name, and it's just like different.
Right, at the end of the day, it's kind of just there's still a lot of RNG involved. Don't get me wrong; it's probably the most consistent RNG deck out there.
Yeah.
Just because you mill 75% of your deck turn one, and then you shuffle it all back, but it's still a lot very very luck based.
But yeah, no, I'm still very surprised I did well. I was telling them, I was just I'm gonna go X3, go home, take a nap, and call it. And then it proceeded to just like keep going and going.
There you go. Well, hey, I just want to say once again, Rob, big congratulations to you, my friend. Thanks so much for coming back on the channel. I feel like it's been a while. I feel like every time we talk, it's been like forever, man. So it was great to talk to you great to talk to you again, I should say. Great to have you again on the channel.
Yeah, just put in the comments below whatever kind of deck of the months you want to see what we can work on, and then just go from there.
Yeah. So, like he said, guys, let us know in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe for more, and definitely make sure you subscribe for the Teller Knight and potential Kashtira deck profiles and combo videos I am working on as well, guys. I have a lot of interesting stuff coming up this week, especially about Amazing Defenders and my initial thoughts on that one, but we'll let you guys actually see the video for that one first. So thank you again, Rob, so much for coming on the channel. Guys, subscribe to the channel and make sure you check out Rob on IG. Also, if you're in New York, go ahead and make sure you check out Game Day Toys and Games. Besides that, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.